My name is Zach Thomas, and I'm the Director of Instrumental Music at Ledyard High School and the Music Director and Conductor of the Waterford Community Band. I'm honored to be sharing this virtual fourth concert with you on this, the birthday of our nation. The global COVID-19 pandemic has forced us to cancel many performances, and we're doing what we can to continue to make music together virtually. This year also marks the 40th anniversary of the Waterford Community Band, and we are doing everything we can to celebrate this amazing milestone, despite the challenges the world is throwing our way. The ensemble you will see in concert this evening is made up of students from Ledyard High School and members of the Waterford Community Band. I'm so grateful to all of these musicians for their willingness to participate in this and several other projects since the COVID shutdown. The time, energy, and commitment required is significantly greater in isolation, but we all believe in the power of music, especially during trying times. When composer Brian Balmages was asked to conduct the Ohio All-State Band, he was told the group always begins their annual honors concert with the Star-Spangled Banner. Immediately, Mr. Balmages was reminded of one of the most powerful settings of our national anthem that he could remember, this being the performance of Bruce Hornsby and Branford Marsalis at the 91 NBA All-Star Game. If you haven't heard it, I highly recommend that you check it out sometime. The performance left the audience visibly moved, many in tears. Looking to honor this rendition while simultaneously bringing even more emotional power, Brian Balmages wrote the arrangement we begin our virtual fourth concert with this evening. The playing of our national anthem will be followed by a piece by Rick Kirby titled An American Fanfare, which features bits and pieces of My Country 'Tis of Thee in an energetically breathtaking arrangement. In honor of all the men and women who serve our country, and in memory of those who died defending our freedoms, we present this next piece. Samuel Hazo's Each Time You Tell Their Story is based on a poem written by the composer's father, the poet laureate of Pennsylvania. After a sensitive introduction, the poem is read under a haunting military cadence, performed this evening by Waterford Community Band percussionist Mr. Richard Chiappetta. The material in the introduction is then developed and presented in a lush and beautiful setting before the music fades back to silence. No soldiers choose to die. It's what they risk being who and where they are. It's what they dare while saving someone else whose life means suddenly as much to them as theirs, or more. To honor them, why speak of duty or the will of governments? Think first of love each time you tell their story. It gives their sacrifice a name and takes from war its glory. John Philip Sousa actively composed over a span of nearly 60 years, but it was during his time as leader of the Marine Band, followed by the early years of his leadership of his civilian band, that Sousa wrote some of his most famous marches, those that earned him the title the March King. His most famous composition was written during this time, conceived while he was abroad and the product of homesickness caused by his nearly constant travel. Since its premiere in Philadelphia in 1897, the Stars and Stripes Forever has secured its place as the most popular and widely recognized march of all time. It has captured the spirit of American patriotism perhaps better than any other composition for more than a century. Former Sousa Band members testified that during the popularity of the Sousa Band, the Stars and Stripes Forever was performed on every single concert. Audiences expected and sometimes even demanded to hear the march, and eventually they began to stand upon recognizing its opening bars, as if it were the national anthem. It didn't succeed in becoming the national anthem, but in 1987, President Ronald Reagan signed an act of Congress designated the Stars and Stripes Forever the National March of the United States. Our piccolo soloist this evening is the Waterford Community Band's Claire Scott. We thank you for tuning into our virtual fourth concert this evening. Happy birthday, America. In the words of Lin-Manuel Miranda and the American musical Hamilton, you great unfinished symphony. Good night.